Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 1 of Summa This, where I watch an episode or part of an episode of the Daily Summa and do live commentary on it. Now, I have jumped right into the middle of an episode that I haven't seen before, so let's see what Rabbi Craig has to say. I hope you can hear the screen share. Let's see how it goes.
Just remember that the whole answer cannot be given immediately, but it's lived out in your journey. The question
Sounds true so far. I'm optimistic. Let's proceed onward.
is often asked, why did not, I'm going to go Lord of the Rings on you real quick. Question is asked humorously, why didn't they just get the eagles to drop the ring off into Mordor? That would have solved the whole thing. It would, possibly. I mean, I guess you could go into reasons why that couldn't be, but the point
It's kind of like asking, why didn't the shedding of blood from Jesus' circumcision save mankind? Well, it could have. Also, I don't know where he's going with this, so what I just said might not be true, but it seems like a similar kind of question.
The point is, you wouldn't have a story. And the story is what it's what reveals the character to you. If you watch reaction videos, which I love reaction videos. If you watch reaction videos of Samwise Gamgee,
You are watching a reaction video. Well done.
Frodo, excuse me, that point at the end when Samwise says, "I'm your friend, Frodo. I can't," or the thing where he's carrying him. I can't take the ring myself, but I could carry you. And then all the people in the reaction videos are crying. And of course, when I watch it, I'm crying. That can never happen if the ring is just dropped off by an eagle. It's the manifestation in the visible world of action, or what the Kabbalistic tree of life would call Malchus, the visible world, of that which is hidden in the inner world. You could never know what was in Samwise until it's manifested. You can never know what was in Frodo until it's manifested. And so also, whatever we are, whatever our essence is manifested by our actions in the visible world. That which is in potency has to come into act for it to be actualized, for it to be real.
Yeah, this is a cool way of saying something that I've been thinking about for a while. And the sort of fortune cookie version of it that has been on my mind is that reality is the settlement layer of the marketplace of ideas. And that is a very finance bro way of saying, like, when you have, when you're trading stocks, settlement layer. How should I explain settlement layer? I'm not exactly sure what one is. So I'll use like a crypto version, like a roll up or an L2. So in the crypto universe, let's say Ethereum can only settle so many transactions at a time, or like there's a certain rate. Like when you swipe your credit card at the hot dog store, and in 2 seconds it goes, "Oh, you're good, you're confirmed." Ethereum can't do that. It takes like a few minutes. But in order to speed those things up, sometimes you can use something called a layer two. And a layer two takes the transaction, kind of like abstracts it away to a higher, to like a faster system, but one that's like less final. And that system records it and then batches it together and sends it back to the layer one so that it gets recorded properly. And so the layer one, the main layer, is the settlement. It's where the transaction starts to actually count and actually matter. And so in the marketplace of ideas, when communism and capitalism, for example, are fighting for dominance of the world, or Christianity and atheism, or when any kind of set of ideas, whether they directly compete or not, are competing for mind share, the way they're mind share is measured is in the action that people take on their behalf. Um, Christianity is shown to matter more in proportion to its manifestation in action. And this is why the most extraordinary testaments to Christianity are those that are hardest to complete, such as loving our enemies and blessing and forgiving them while they are at the present moment torturing and killing us and our families and things like that. So these things are the greatest proofs of Christianity because they are the most compelling settlements in the marketplace of ideas. You don't see people forgiving each other when, um, during the communist revolution or something like that. Those are just cold murders, resentful deaths, not like joyous, forgiveness filled martyrdoms like in the Christian universe. Um, does this make sense? Like you can talk all you want about the marketplace of ideas and like what ideas are floating around in the conversation and in people's minds abstractly, and how many what percentage of the shelf does Hegel take up in the philosophy section? Like that's a way to measure mind share, but it's not the way that really counts. The way that really counts is how does it show up in actions in the world, and what are the effects of those in the world. Um, and when we are talking about, as Craig is, the manifestation of a soul or of a story, God can write a beautiful story. He can create a beautiful soul, but it only becomes manifest. It only proves itself when it becomes visible in physical reality. And this may even have something to do with, um, well, no, I'm not going to go that far. Let's proceed. I hope some of that made sense.
Okay, let's go into Article 2. We're going to zip through this real quick because I can't wait to get to tomorrow where I'm back chatting with my bro Joe. And I can't wait to get back into the class where you fellas are in front of me. I know you'll be watching this. Maybe some of you are watching it live, but I look forward to the day, even though I'm loving my time in Hermitage. I look forward to the day when 2 months from now, when you guys are sitting in front of me and we can chat and ask questions, talk about this live. All right, let's get through this page here. Article 2, whether God is composed of matter and form. Right off the bat, we got a crazy question. And we also have, I mentioned hylomorphia. This is what we're getting into with matter and form, and we haven't discussed it before. And let's just zip through and we'll see if I can flesh some of these things out more as we go. Objection 1, Larry says, it seems that God is composed of matter and form. If Larry is saying that God is composed of matter and form, you right away know that Thomas is going to shoot him down. Thomas is going to say he is not composed of matter and form. But let's still hear what Larry has to say. It seems that God is composed of matter and form, for whatever has a soul is composed of matter and form, since the soul is the form of the body. But Scripture attributes a soul to God, for it is mentioned in Hebrews 10, where God says, but my just man liveth by faith, but if he withdraw himself, he shall not please my soul. Therefore, God is composed of matter and form. Larry's trying to say because the Scripture says God has a soul, and soul is composed of matter and form. The soul is the form of the body, then God must have matter and form. Thomas is going to shoot that down. We'll just go on further, and then we'll flesh these things out more later. Objection 2, which comes from, who's the second guy? Oh, Ralph, of course. Further, anger, joy, and the like are passions of the composite, but these are attributed to God in Scripture. The Lord was exceeding angry with his people, Psalm 104. Therefore, God is composed of matter and form. So he's saying that anger and the like passions are of the composite, meaning the composite of body and soul, or spirit and body, that we have anger, humans have anger, so God must have be composed of matter and form, just like we're composed of matter and form. Let's go into objection 3. Further, matter is the principle of individualization, but God seems to be individual, for he cannot be predicated of many. Therefore, he is composed of matter and form. Matter is the principle of individuation. So, again, we have to
That's
understand
interesting.
Aristotle's conception of form and matter. It's very different than our way of looking at things now, but uh, Aristotle and Aquinas after Aristotle says that everything has a form and everything has, and matter instantiates that form. So all a form is the thing that it is, what its nature is, what it is. So a donkey, as we've had today, is a donkey. That's its form. A bird has the form of a bird. Matter is the thing that expresses, and what I would say in the Kabbalistic term, in Malchus, in the visible realm, the matter expresses to our senses what that form is. So think of it as a clay pot. The the clay is the matter, but it's
I am hungry, so I'm going to pause for the moment. Please let me know what you think in the comments.